Hey everyone, welcome back to BelleAire Radio. I'm your host, Kiara Kelly, and I'm here with Professor Lipscomb.
Hey, Kiara, we got hit with some snow.
We did.
Not as much as they did a little farther up north.
But it was enough for me. Enough for me.
You're from California, you're not used to snow?
Not at all. Like, it snowed probably once or twice in my life in California.
And then what do you do? Are you excited about snow?
I like the idea of us not having classes and getting canceled, but I don't like the idea of being stuck in the house and stores closing, and I don't like driving in snow.
Well, I would figure college students would be sledding on the trays from the cafeteria that
Right.
no cafeterias use anymore, or snowball fights, or
Right.
building snow people.
There was things going on. They had a snowball fight at A&T. Some Bennett Bells were sledding down some hills, so things were happening, but that's not for me.
And you weren't participating in
No.
it. Well, I apologize to our listeners that we don't have a better report from the snow day.
Right.
Okay, so this week you had a chance to visit the president's office.
Yes.
For a new segment called From the President's Desk.
Yes. And right after that segment, I'll be taking you to Convocatum S. That's a tradition here at Bennett College. And President Fuse Hall will be introducing our keynote speaker.
Can you tell our listeners about that tradition?
Yes, it's basically when students that are new to the college get initiated into the college so they can start their new semester off. And it's really exciting this year because it's our 90th year anniversary. Now let's go into my new segment, From the President's Desk, with President Fuse Hall. She's going to talk about an exciting new opportunity here at Bennett College dealing with finances. Hey everyone, I'm Kiara Kelly, and guess where we are? We are in the President's office with President Fuse Hall. How are you?
I'm fine, Kiara. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you. Now we have exciting news because we have this amazing opportunity for students here at Bennett College to partner with Wells Fargo Advisors. Can you please tell us about that?
Yes, we're very excited here on the campus for the students and the opportunities this is going to afford you. Wells Fargo Advisors are underwriting the Securities Training Corps curriculum that will teach students how to be successful on the Series 7 exam. Now, the reason that's critically important is because the Series 7 is the first licensure that you will need to become an official financial services advisor. Not only is this important for the Wells Fargo Advisors, but it's actually important for all financial services. This is the first step. And here, the students will be able to take this course, go on and be ready and prepared to sit for the exam, which for a regular professional would take about 2 to 3 years.
Right. Now we have a lot of business students here on campus. How do you feel like this is going to benefit business majors?
I think it's going to be a great opportunity for young people who want to actually start their own business. As a financial services person, you can either start your own business, you can work in a brokerage firm. There's lots of different places you can go career-wise, and that's why we're really excited. And the other thing, Kiara, it's not just for business majors.
Right.
We're looking at maybe having social work members have some business experience, take this course, and they truly would be in a place of being able to advise families on how to prepare for college,
Right.
how to save for a house, how to save for retirement, all things that are family. It's not just for high-income individuals.
Dealing with finances and everything, that has to do with a lot with math and stuff.
Yes.
Have you ever been good in math?
Now, I grew up in a household with a math professor, a math teacher,
Oh.
and my sister loves mathematics. So it was not one of my
Fortes.
fortes, all right.
Right.
But what I have learned over the years is that you can't do anything without math.
Right.
And you can't do it without financial services and the mathematics that goes along. I also learned over the time not to be intimidated by mathematics. It's something that we do all the time in our heads, and it really isn't that hard.
Right.
But we do have to learn how to be able to face it, deal with it, and manage our finances so that we can truly enjoy life.
Now, I really enjoyed when Miss Diane Gabriel came and talked to us at Convocatum S. I really liked the fact that she talked to us about her keys to success. So what are your keys to success?
I think the keys to success are being able to work in a diverse environment, being able to work in teams, being able to speak clearly and be persuasive with your ideas, and also have the ability to listen well.
Thank you, President Fuse Hall, for having me. And please join us next time here in the office of the president.
No, I don't think I even ever met the president of my college. What's it like interacting with the president as a student here?
It's amazing. Before even interviewing her, we were just talking on the side, talking about after college, what she wanted to do when she grew up before she became president, and I just felt like she was a family member.
What does that mean to a student to have a relationship with the president?
It shows that she just isn't a president for the college, that she actually cares about us and what we're doing and what we plan to do after college, and even giving a glimpse of what she went through back in the day or her goals and dreams. It was kind of like touching.
And would you ever want to be a college president?
You know, it's funny. She asked me the same thing, and I said no. And she looked at me like I was crazy. But never say never. I feel like if I did become a president for a college, it would be an all-women's college like Bennett College.
This is a special chapter in the life of the college as we open this semester. After 50 years, in 1926, Bennett College began operating as an institution to train women at the higher levels of academic work. 90 years later, this institution has traveled through the Great Depression, the Negro Women's Club movement of the 40s and 50s, the turbulent birth pains of the civil rights and the women's rights movements of the 60s and 70s, integration, the technology explosion of the 90s, and the dawn of a new millennium. And she has arrived standing upright, boldly and courageously facing the future. A future that we will build upon the important partnerships with others. As our president in 1926, Dr. David Dallas Jones, did with so many others, like Mrs. Annie Myrna Pfeiffer, for whom this chapel is named. Today, I am proud to introduce to you Ms. Diane P. Gabriel, President of Wells Fargo Advisors Solutions. She manages a team of financial advisors who serve the company's mass and emerging affluent clients. That's all of you. Her visit here today is significant because this semester we have launched a new initiative supported by Wells Fargo Advisors. The company has partnered with Bennett College to offer the Securities Training Corp program, which prepares students to take the examination for a Series 7 license, the first step to becoming a financial advisor. Bennett College is the first historically black college to offer this program to students. Yes. This is all made possible by Wells Fargo Advisors. And to quote Trustee Andrea Harris, this is a game changer. Ms. Gabriel joined Wells Fargo Advisors through the merger of Wheat First Butcher Singer and First Union in 1998. Her distinguished rise in the organization is outlined in your program. She is a testament to what hard work and innovation that's valued by your colleagues and your supervisors can lead you to. As a woman, I'm sure each day was not rosy, but like each of our students, perseverance, grit, and audacious courage will lead you to the top of any organization as it has done for her. In August of 2013, Gabriel was named head of WFA Solutions, where she remains today leading a team of over 200 financial advisors. Ms. Gabriel is an honors graduate of Gosher College, which she said to me was a women's college at the time, with a bachelor's degree in economics. She earned her professional designation of Accredited Asset Management Specialist from the College for Financial Planning and completed the Securities Industry Institute program at the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. Please join me in welcoming our speaker for this convocata mess, Ms. Diane Gabriel.
I am so thrilled to be here. Thank you, President Fuse Hall, distinguished faculty, staff, guests, students. Just thrilled to be here to spend some time with you today. It's interesting, although this is my first time here on campus, I also attended a small private liberal arts college for women. It was founded about 10 years after this esteemed institution, so I sort of feel like it's a little bit of coming home. And I, like you, have benefited from the strong sense of community, an unwavering commitment for excellence, and the unconditional support that allowed me to learn, to grow and excel through both my college and professional careers. And I really hope that each of you takes great pride in all that you've already achieved this far. That you're sitting here today, I think, is actually at the precipice, sort of at your next exciting stage of your life. It's a testament to your dedication and your efforts to ensure that you already have what it takes to be a valuable contributor and precious asset to our society. So what I'd like to do with my time with you today is just share some keys to success that I found and have utilized in my now almost 35-year career in financial services. It's sort of crazy. I was saying that I really remember sitting in this exact situation 34 years ago. In my senior year, my dad was a college professor for 40 years, and I had no idea he was coming to be with me. And I just remember sitting right where you are and turned around and my dad came through. And so I just sort of remember that. Anyway, so before I sort of share these secrets of success, I wanted to explain a bit on how I really got here in the first place. I grew up in a household with parents and brothers. My dad was a college professor. My mom was a Holocaust survivor. So I'm first generation. And older brothers. And basically, they showed me that I could do anything I wanted to do. They had incredibly positive outlooks on life and repeatedly told me that I could achieve great things. So here's the first lesson that I'd like to share, ladies and gentlemen. If you're lucky enough to have the kind of support and encouragement within your family, fantastic. Grab onto that, harness the power within you. But if not, you need to ensure that you are creating and believing your own positive self-talk and believe in yourself. We have the ability, and I would say quite frankly, the duty to have the courage to be the change that we want to see in our world. So let me talk to you a little bit about the past. I'm so glad to see all you high school ladies here. When I was 16 years old, I was a sophomore in high school, and I became a commodity options trader. I went to school in the morning. At noon, I went home, I put on a suit, and I went and traded coffee, sugar, and silver from noon to about 9 o'clock at night. And I have to tell you that I didn't know anything about commodity options when I joined that firm. But my mom had told me that I have been selling something ever since I came out of her womb, so it was natural for me to do that. So I used those skills to be the best that I could be, and I did that until it was time to go to college 2 years later. When I got to college, I was the only freshman that had the Wall Street Journal delivered to her dorm room, and I know the fellow students did not know what to make of me, for sure. I graduated with honors in economics, and I got the Wall Street Journal Award for Excellence, and I was ready for Wall Street, or so I thought. After 17 interviews and 17 rejections, and I would tell you it was because primarily I was a 21-year-old female trying to get onto Wall Street. I was lucky enough to have a mentor who gave me some great advice, and that is my second lesson to you, which is find someone that you admire and respect and ask them to be your mentor. I've never had anybody ask me to be their mentor, and I've said no. So believe me, they will say yes. The advice that he gave me was to try maybe at a smaller firm, maybe in New Jersey and not on Wall Street, and see if I could get in there. So I sent my resume out via mail. Okay, that's what we did back then. I'm just trying to tell you that. So I sent it out to 25 firms, and finally, I got a call back. The call was from the sales manager of that firm, who, by the way, became another mentor of mine who just passed away a couple years ago. I was thrilled. I couldn't believe it. I had finally gotten this call back. So he proceeded to tell me that he called to let me know that I had a typo on my resume. Do you believe that? I mean, really. Anyway, so I said, well, thank you for calling, but I don't think I have a typo. If I do, thank you for pointing that out. But if I don't, I'd like an interview with you next week. Does that sound fair? And he agreed. Actually, it did sound fair, and he stated, all right, well, if your resume is accurate, then you would have been trading commodities when you were like in high school. That can't be right, can it? With a big smile, I stated, yes, I was, and I'll bring my commodities license in to show you next week during our interview. Will Tuesday or Wednesday work better for you? So, I went on to be a financial advisor there. I was Rookie of the Year the first year. Then I became their youngest officer. Oh, by the way, I was the only woman in the branch of 118 of them. Then I became a branch manager of a new location in Washington, D.C., and I proceeded to stay with them for 14 years. I then negotiated the sale of that branch to a predecessor firm of Wells Fargo Advisors, a firm that I'm now called home for 20 years. So I want to be really clear about this. None of this would have been possible had I not been willing to take some very big risks. So that's lesson number 3. Taking risks are a vital part of the journey. The bumps that you're going to endure are going to allow you to pave a much more meaningful and rewarding path. As a matter of fact, I attribute a very large portion of my success and advancement in my career to that single lesson. I continue to try new things, take big, bold risks, do things that challenge and sometimes even scare me. So you can't be afraid to be different, because following the herd is a surefire way to mediocrity. So I don't want to paint an overly rosy picture. The President was just commenting about that, of the path that is before you. If you experience what I did, you may face coworkers, team members who don't want to see you succeed. In their eyes, your success might mean their failure. You may face biases, whether they're sexist, racial, bias based on your age or your background. But if and when you do, please remember lesson number 4, that how you think is everything. Always be positive. Think success, not failure, and be aware of and avoid negative people and negative environments. So, as you contemplate your first career choice, I'd like to highlight the next 4 lessons, which were culled from and still today, one of my favorite, most valuable weekly reads. So if you're not reading this, you should. It's from the Sunday business section of the New York Times. It's a section called The Corner Office. And in that section, CEOs from companies large and small share their insights. And at the very end, they give their recommendations to recent college graduates. One of the most valuable lessons is lesson number 5. Focus on doing the very best job you can wherever you are, and never look at what the next job will be. Be sure to be present in the present, and focus on learning as much as you can, because I've always found that when I do that, I'm always called upon to do the next great thing. Lesson number 6, it's perhaps the most challenging, but it's also the most rewarding, and that is decide upon your future dreams and goals, but be sure to write them down and be very specific. And perhaps most important of all, develop a plan to achieve them, because goals without action are nothing. So don't let fear get in the way. As they say at Nike, just do it. And as I mentioned earlier, there may be people or circumstances that'll try to get in your way. So just be sure that you have an unflinching, clear-eyed vision of your goals, and be persistent and work hard to achieve them. You'll be faced with some difficult situations or people. That's a given in this world. However, always remember lesson number 7, and that is that you have the ability to make a positive difference in others' lives, even those that present you with challenges. Be sure to treat them with courtesy and respect, and aim to be the highlight of their day. You need to strike a balance between confidence and humility, which, by the way, reminds me of one of my favorite quotes, which is that a peacock today is a feather duster of tomorrow. So that means don't get too full of yourself, because remember, sometimes the fall is a lot further than the rise. So what I'd like to leave you with today is that success requires committed passion, love what you do, seek the opportunities that allow you to make a difference in the lives around you. And lesson number 8 is the final lesson from a female CEO that I admire greatly. She says that every experience in life, whether humble or grand, teaches a lesson. The question is not if the lesson is taught, but rather if it was learned. So thank you so much for allowing me to spend a few minutes with you today. And I obviously can't leave today without telling you how pleased, how thrilled, how excited Wells Fargo Advisors is to be able to sponsor the first securities license training seminar at Bennett. We're so looking forward to seeing some of you as a financial advisor and within our ranks in the future. That includes all you high schoolers. I know that our clients are going to benefit from your intelligence, your compassion, and your commitment to providing them with much needed financial education and advice. Thank you again, sincerely.
President Gabriel, we want to thank you so much for those inspiring words, those 8 lessons of life, and for this unique partnership between Bennett College and Wells Fargo Advisors. One of the things that I think you learned from what she said was that for sure, when you find someone who believes in you, it's worth investing and sticking with them. Wells Fargo Advisors believes in Bennett College and all of you, students and faculty that make up the scholars of our community. And for that, we should stick with you and be loyal to you. On behalf of the college, it is truly my pleasure to present to you the President's Award, which reads, Bennett College President's Award, presented to Diane Gabriel, in recognition of your service to Bennett College as the Spring 2016 Convocatum as Speaker, Thursday, January 14th, 2016, Rosalynn Fuse Hall, President.
And our very own Azare Bateman was able to interview President Gabriel after her speech in the chapel.
Why did you choose Bennett to be the first HBCU to be a part of this wonderful opportunity?
Well, I would tell you the main reason is that our presence in Charlotte for Wells Fargo Advisors is a very large presence. And so when we were looking to make a difference to bring the Series 7 training class to a college, we wanted to find one that was relatively near Charlotte. But I would tell you one of our key priorities is to ensure that we have a diverse pool of financial advisors so that our financial advisors look like the community at large. And historically, the financial service industry has been primarily white male, about 85%. And so in my line of business, we've actually had a key focus on diversity. And we just want to ensure that we actually grow the population of diverse candidates, not just within my business, but all through Wells Fargo Advisors. So this was the perfect opportunity for us.
How excited are you for whatever may come from this opportunity, whether it be with you branching out into more HBCUs or just Bennett being the first one, period?
Well, again, two key things for us. We are looking to expand this to about 6 to 8 colleges, again, primarily African American institutions, and it, for me, is a game changer. There are a few other brokerage firms that are offering this class, but it has not been this type of focus. So for us, we couldn't be more thrilled. We know this is the right place to start. The President's incredibly supportive, and we are excited to hopefully, we hope, in this summer actually, to bring on 2, 3, 4 of your students who have taken the course, come to us to pass it, and start their financial services career with us.
And that's all that we have for BelleAire Radio. I'm your host, Kiara Kelly.
And I'm Professor Lipscomb. If you find yourself on the wrong end of weather anytime in the future and you're stranded in your car, turn it to channel 142. Or if you just want to relax at home, get out your app, turn it to Sirius XM, and listen to us from there.
Yes, so make sure you guys always come back and listen to us every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Now let's close this show off in the way that we closed off Convocatum S with the singing of our alma mater.